Hello, welcome to the show. This is the Man and Market Show on NTV, and I'm Charles Boyd, your host. Now, today, everyone appreciates the fact that the digital revolution is changing the way we do business, the way we live, but most importantly, the way we transact. And for this reason, we're seeing many traditional players in the financial institutions building new synergies, especially with the telecom companies, to try and serve the world of business better. Now, for this, we are hosting the MD of ABSA, Uganda, to try and understand what these new synergies, like the one the bank has signed with MTN, really mean to the business community. I began by asking him what is entailed in the partnership, for instance, that the bank has just signed with MTN Uganda.
The partnership we've entered into with MTN Uganda as ABSA Uganda entails the rollout of a new product offering. Typically, you are aware of MTN Momo Pay. So what we have done is that we've entered into a partnership whereby MTN subscribers who have Momo Pay installed or MTN Money installed on their devices can now be able to use MTN Momo Pay on ABSA point of sale devices across our various merchants across the country. So what this typically entails is that all MTN subscribers, regardless of whether you have a bank account with ABSA Bank or not, will have access to our payment platform through the ABSA point of sale device. So that's the significance of the partnership that we have entered into today. There is a huge drive to drive digital payments and become cashless economies, as it were. So yes, it is part of what is happening globally as a way of moving cash from the way we do business. And I think, Charles, as you know, as we go digital, as transactions become cashless, the benefit of that is the convenience, first of all. The convenience of not having to go to a physical establishment in order to do a transaction. In line with global trends, ABSA Uganda and Ugandan banking sector is definitely moving in that direction of ensuring that we drive cashless transactions to conform with the global trends and also to manage the health scares that come with the physical transactions. I think the message is clear that the future is digital and that the future is now. The trends that we are seeing happening at a local level and at a global level are things that we all just need to embrace. I think if you look at statistics from the central bank in terms of what constitutes the largest volume of transactions, you realize that majority of the transactions that are done at a local level, I think close to 30% or in excess of 30% is around mobile money transactions. Over 90% are electronic transactions. So if you look at those statistics, it's pointing to the fact that the future is digital, and that digital future has actually arrived now, and we just need to embrace it. So for all businesses, for me, what I would be saying to them is that embrace the digital options as a way of doing business and making or facilitating payments. There are benefits that are attributable to that from a cost perspective, from an efficiency perspective, a health perspective, and a security perspective. Because to the extent that you eliminate the use of cash from your business, you are not only creating efficiencies and convenience for your customers, but you're also creating efficiencies from your perspective as a business operation. There are efficiencies that come through in terms of reduced cost of managing or handling cash, and also the security associated with managing large volumes of cash. So yes, my advice would be to embrace all these digital solutions that are on offering from not only ABSA Bank Uganda, but the entire banking sector, because as I said, the future is digital and the future is now. It's evident that technology is here to stay. I think earlier on, I indicated that the future is digital and the future is now. So technology will continue to play a center stage. It will be at the core of everything that we do. For example, if you look at, I earlier on, referred to statistics around electronic payment transactions vis-a-vis physical transactions such as use of checks and the like. What typically is happening now is I indicated that over 90% of the payments that happen within the Ugandan economy are electronic. So, and that electronic, or those electronic platforms, obviously there's mobile money, there's agency banking, there's electronic funds transfer. And those are the top three channels or avenues through which transactions are done. So going forward, I think technology plays a very important part in terms of how we do the business or in the financial services sector. And key, and ultimately most importantly, is that a partnership such as the one we've entered into with MTN, it fosters financial inclusion. So if you look at the number of banked customers, I think we look at a statistic of around I'm sure it's around 2 to 3 million Ugandans. But when you look at the population that have access to mobile phones, that's north of 20 million users. So what does technology do? What technology is doing is it's providing a platform for financial inclusion. The unbanked people that possibly have mobile phones and the like are brought into the financial services ecosystem. So for me, what technology does is it takes center stage. It's very pivotal in ensuring financial inclusion. It's very pivotal in terms of creating efficiencies. It's very pivotal in terms of providing an alternative way of ensuring that there is enhanced, access to services across the nation, and also to various facilities and services that one would typically not access had they not, had digital devices. So it plays a very pivotal role in terms of financial inclusion and stimulating trade and operations.
We always say that there's power in coming together, and that's why the aspect of cooperation is very, very important for business practice. Now, today, we stretch it a little further to look at the cooperative movement. Just last week, it was Cooperative Day. So we try to see what it means, what it entails, and why it is important for business, more so at the time where we are today in the world. The strong cooperative movement is now being fronted as a major step in helping Uganda attain its middle income status aspiration, which will go along with lifting millions out of poverty. As the country celebrated the World Cooperative Day recently, the roles of cooperatives, which number over 29,000 in Uganda, was highlighted as being crucial in resuscitating the economy from the economic woes it is struggling with currently.
That we have a responsibility as cooperators of increasing production and productivity alongside value addition, and hence we are very critical for Uganda's transformation towards an inclusive middle-income economy. And for sustainability and survival of these cooperatives in a liberalized market, we should be market-driven. The cooperatives must compete in the market by offering better incentives, products, and services than the middlemen.
To bolster the competitiveness of cooperators, the Trade Ministry is now enlisting the participation of other government agencies, especially those related to quality enhancement and marketing.
Government will, through Uganda Warehouses Receipts Systems Authority, construct or refurbish storage facilities, especially in rural areas, in a bid to promote use of warehouse receipts for agricultural financing. Other agencies like UNBS, Uganda Development Corporation, Uganda Experimental Promotion Board, others will provide auxiliary service to provide and strengthen the agro-processing sector.
Next 5 years, government is looking at improving financing to the cooperatives to bolster their competitiveness in the market space, currently dominated by multinationals and individual private entities.
The government of Uganda has attempted to bridge the cheap financing gap through the Uganda Microfinance Support Center and Agricultural Credit Facility Fund. However, they have faced challenges. Whereas the Microfinance Support Center provides relatively cheap credit compared to commercial banks, the process of accessing credit is quite long and bureaucratic. than providing the necessary services which are critical for cooperative growth, such as membership development, training, regular inspections, and management.
Initially, government had a stake in cooperatives, with a number of them enjoying a monopoly over several product lines, mainly agricultural. The opening up of the economy to private competition and government's divestiture of its interest in cooperatives, according to officials, left the cooperative movement weak, calling for its revitalization. Today, government is taking major steps to retouch this story.
In this regard, government has already initiated or its process of initiating a number of policy regulatory measures which are not only designed to create an enabling environment for cooperative enterprises to thrive, but also to solve the structural bottleneck. My ministry is committed to addressing the leadership and governance of challenges being faced by many cooperatives, issues through effective and strengthening regulations and regular supervision. We shall go to the cooperators, but not cooperators to come to us to solve their problems.
As Uganda joined the rest of the world to mark the World Cooperative Day, it has become clear that cooperatives have a potential to get the economy back on track, but only if they are supported and strengthened.